Hi, I'm Gary Strigler, and I want to share something with you today that is something I do not all the time, but fairly often, and that is how do I edge band a piece of plywood. Now, plywood is such a wonderful thing for us as woodworkers because it generally is pretty stable, it's flat, you can get all kinds of different veneers, and you get much bigger pieces than you could ever reasonably do gluing up solid lumber, and generally per square foot it's a good bit cheaper than solid lumber. So anyway, plywood's a wonderful thing, but one of the problems is when you get to looking at the edge, you've got these veneers. Now, the classic example for me, for instance, when I build a Murphy bed, a wall bed, you have to only have 3/4 of an inch thick plywood sides, so I've got to cover that up. Now, there's 3 different ways I do that. And by the way, sometimes on shelves, people, if it's a small shelf, they just will treat the edge. I would like to suggest that you go back on my YouTube channel and look at my video on adding wood edges to shelves and using the plywood prep bit to really get outstanding joints, making sure, I think it's the title of something like getting perfect joints, perfect shelves. I don't even know. Sorry, but if you spend a little bit of time looking back, you'll be able to see how we add, if I want to add a piece of wood to this, how do we prep this and then clamp it up and everything. But I do like to have a clean edge that I've just sawed when I do this. Anyway, the first way of doing it is just simply putting this veneer tape on the edge. Now, you can get veneer tape. A lot of the big box stores will sell a little bit of it. I mean, you can even use it like on particle board, shelving and stuff, if you want to. This is pre-glued. The vast majority of what I've ever used is pre-glued. There was a time a long time ago where we bought something that wasn't, and you'd use contact cement, put a little bit of contact cement on the edge. Really a hard process. This is pretty simple, by the way. I know you can get this 1.5 inches if you need to do something wider. I kind of recommend that if you're going to do very much of it, you do like I did and go someplace and buy, I don't know if this was like a 100-foot roll, 200-foot roll. It's probably about half to a third the cost of buying it in small packages that way. Before I forget too, one thing I want to share, once you do have some of that stuff, a piece of this veneer can make a fabulous shim. If you say, I need a 1/16 inch shim for something, and so don't throw away. If you got a little piece left, don't throw away. You can use it for shims and spacers. Okay, so there's very expensive machines that you can get to do this. My way of doing it is pretty low tech. It's simply, this isn't my wife's iron, it is at least a devoted iron. This veneer tape is a little bit wider than 3/4, and so your goal, first of all, I always cut a piece that's considerably longer than I need, and I let extra hang out here because right now I've got a little bit on the top and the bottom. This is probably 7/8. Maybe I'll check it and see. Yeah, it's 7/8. So I've got almost a 1/16 hang out top and bottom. I've got some extra here because as I iron, this iron set on as hot as it gets. As I iron, it tends to want to creep this way. And I'm just using my 2 fingers to feel it sticking out on either side. And you can't go too fast. It is heat activated, and again, there's all kinds of machines. If you had a cabinet shop, you're going to do this a lot every day, you'd probably want to invest in one of those. But if you're just going to do it occasionally, this is a great way to do it. By the way, this is heat activated glue, so if I did mess up and get it on there wrong, I could also take it back off. I want to unplug this iron and get it out of the way so I don't burn myself. So I'll let that sit for a minute. A lot of time, there's a couple different ways I could trim this end. This is the part where I'm going to give the speech about if you see me doing something and you're uncomfortable doing it, don't do it. But I'm pretty comfortable with a laminate trimmer in my hand. I'm going to do that. I'm going to start out. I'm going to hit this end, and then we'll do something else. Okay, so that laminate trimmer, you know, it's just a flush bearing, flush bit. That's a 2-flute. Cuts that pretty close. This is, you know, several people make these. They've got a little bit of a razor blade, and you can do this. I have to say that my experience with these is it tends to tear out where I don't want it to tear out. So what I really like to do, would just as soon do, is I'll just take Now again, we had a little bit on the top, a little bit on the bottom. It's still a little bit fuzzy, so we need to just sand it lightly. But that is a pretty quick way to make, because I can get this, I said about anything, you know, maple, oak, walnut, red oak, white oak, whatever, to match. So that's probably the most common and the simplest way. Now, early on in my career, I did some jobs for architects, and back in those days, this is what they wanted you to do. If I can find my material. Here it is. So, and I'm using a contrast, this piece of beech, which is contrasting. They wanted something more durable, which was a solid wood edging. So I've taken this piece of, well, basically it's right at 3/4 by 3/4. Now the plywood is almost always a little bit under 3/4. So what I want to do here is give myself just a tiny bit, there's my clean edge, just a tiny bit to sand down flush. Now the challenge for this is, if you've ever tried to sand down a wooden edge, flush with plywood without burn through veneer, it can be pretty challenging. But I put a little bit of glue on that. Now this stick's not quite as long as this shelf, but I literally have got about a 30-second sticking out each side, and that's going to give me just enough to sand it flush. Again, this is what kind of sometimes on commercial work that they want you to do. And then what you have to, and this is why this is super slow, you cannot shoot enough nails of any kind into the edge to get to pull up, because I've got to have a joint that is just totally solid. So you have to have some kind of clamps, and again, this, if this was the same material, it'd be fabulous. But I put the beech on there to kind of be contrasting. So, there's some glue popping out of that joint, but it is pulled up so tight that you absolutely can't see any crack between the plywood. I can barely feel it. Now, I could come back with that same flush trim router bit and try to flush trim and get real close. I'd still probably have to sand it. But again, this is super durable. Another thing that I can do is I can ease these edges. When you put that veneer tape on there, you can't ease the edge. So I could, easily get rid of these sharp edges, and I've got a super durable, edge to my plywood, but it's, kind of time consuming, and especially sand it down is. All right, so I'll put this aside. Now I'm going to show you what I do a lot. It's kind of a shortcut on when I make my Murphy beds, especially on the frame. So this is also a piece of 3/4 by 3/4 solid lumber, And what I've done is I've made not quite an 1/8 by 8 saw curve on it. And what I'm going to do, whoops. Well, you know what? I'll just put it on the other side of this shelf that we veneer taped. Because that basically, that little saw curve gives me something that kind of looks like a decorative detail, but it also makes it to where I do not have a flush joint anywhere. So now I can come in here and nail this with headless pins. I'm still getting the strength of that glue, but I get, you know, basically we're saying, hey, this is a decorative edge. We meant to do that. It looks like a perfect joint, but I didn't have to do any sanding. All I had to do is, you know, you can set up and make large amounts of this wood. So when I'm building like a Murphy bed, a lot of the time I'm doing just this detail. This can work on shelves also. It can even work on, if this was a wider piece of wood, you know, and I didn't want to have to clamp all of my shelf nosings on, I could take that shortcut again and still round this over there. So that's 3 different ways to take a piece of plywood, which is an incredibly useful product, and cover up kind of the one drawback to it, and that's the veneer edge.